Rob and Slim Show, we are back with Warbaby from Murderous Minors, Killer Kids.
Hello, my Halloween loves. How's it going?
Oh, how's it
Very
going, Warbaby? What do you have planned for Halloween? Show or off show?
I'm not really sure. I'm going to get dressed up and I'm going to hand out candy, so hopefully some kids come around.
Has the pandemic, well, even before the pandemic, kids are lazy. My middle son, before he did end up picking a costume, but I'm like, are you going to dress up and go out this year, dude? And he's like, I might just have mommy buy me a bunch of candy. I'm like, whoa. Whoa.
That's smart. That's smart. It's easier, it's safer, and it's a lot less effort.
I'm like,
At least
you're
no
a
one has to
genius.
take them out either. I always hated that.
So he did. He got a costume and he's going out. But yeah, when he dropped that on me, I was like, whoa, what a bougie little dude.
Yeah, he's like, I got options. He just wants you to know he has options.
Yes, he does. That's good that these kids nowadays at least let you know that. Or do they?
They know they got all the options in the world, the little shit.
Yep, they got Dyfus, they got it all.
They have like 5 different social media networks to choose from. We had what? 1, none, -5. Like they got the world. They just don't know.
Yeah, they got it good, those kids. Oh man, Warbaby, have you been though? I don't know if we had you on last season.
I don't know if you did either, but
know.
pretty good. I mean, last year I had trick-or-treaters, and I know because I put a giant bowl of candy outside my house, and all the candy was gone, and so was my fucking bowl.
No! Some kid was like, I'm taking the bowl with
there,
me.
and I'm holding the bowl because you're not getting one over on me.
You gotta like rivet the bowl down this year into something, or screw it, or hot glue it, or something.
I wonder.
The nerve, man.
I wonder if the candy was just all gone and the kid was like, "Well, I'm leaving
That's
with
it.
something."
There was one kid that came. The candy was gone, and he needed something to show that he'd been there. And
I gave him too many options. I should have just thrown the candy on the damn floor.
Just throw some
pick it
candy
up.
on the ground. Yeah.
This year, I'm going to stand there and everyone gets one.
Yes.
Did you guys watch that new Halloween movie yet?
No, I've been asking the last few guests. We haven't seen it yet. Slim just saw the original for the first time.
Yeah, I just watched John Carpenter's Halloween from 1987.
He's a real
recently.
noob. He's
Yeah.
a real noob to the Halloween scene, but he's getting there.
He's retro.
Yes.
He's retro.
But yeah,
He was busy when that movie came out, being in 3rd grade or something. So he didn't get a chance to see it the first time around. But I just can't believe they're still making more of them.
I feel like it's just such a good. He's so creepy. I've always found it one of the better horror movies, and I just feel like it's such a great franchise. Did you see it though?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen every single one of them. Yeah, even the Rob Zombie one.
How'd you feel about the new one?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I loved the cast, and it was super fun. I thought it was really good.
Cool. How do you feel about the zombies, though? Because I loved the zombie. I only saw the first zombie one, but even I've gone back and rewatched it, and he's just over the top gory. Like it's a little disturbing sometimes, but I still
it is disturbing, and that
one of my favorites.
Well, okay, that particular one. I mean, if somebody's gonna watch it and say, that movie inspired me to kill, and then they just keep making more. I don't know.
Wait, did that happen? Did somebody really murder because of
absolutely.
Yo, that one was fucked up because it gave
old Halloween inspired people to kill.
The new one gave the zombie one gave like that whole backstory. Yeah, it made him way more relatable than any other one. All the other ones, he was just this creature that you never knew how he got there. This one showed you how he got there, and it was fucked up, but it was not out of the realm of reality.
Well, the other ones kind of, sometimes they let you feel like something supernatural was also going on.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if something supernatural is going on, but I mean, now you really realize it's not anything about that.
No.
But the Rob Zombie one, yeah, there was a 17-year-old in Texas. He killed his mom and his sister, and he wrote in his confession that he had watched that movie all week, the week leading up to the murders, and that the kid, in that movie, the 10-year-old kid kills somebody, starts the killing.
Yeah.
And he was like, it seemed so easy for him. I figured it would be the same for me, but it wasn't.
Yeah, wow. And yeah, you know how kids are. Kids will watch a movie, like you said, like they'll watch it every day. They'll watch it for a month straight every day. Like I watched that movie twice and it disturbed me both times. Like, and it was years apart. Years apart.
Well, not only that, but a teenager just doesn't have any business with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sure, he's 17, so I guess he's old enough to go to the movies and see it, and probably maybe buy it when it came out. But
yeah,
they should. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, horror movies, they have a reputation of people after they've killed somebody coming back and saying, well, I really, it was kind of because of this, or this character inspired me. Like, even Jeffrey Dahmer, he was like, he loved the movie The Exorcist 2. Not even The Good Exorcist. The sequel to The Exorcist.
Yeah, I never
seen. Watched that movie a lot.
I've never seen the sequel to that.
But he even, like, he watched it with some of his victims, too. And one of the guys got away. And because a couple people did escape Dahmer, but one of the guys who got away, who didn't realize, he was a serial killer, said the movie like put him in a trance. And
wow.
he even told the cops after he was arrested that he just really related to the characters because he was also driven by evil. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So at least at least they're playing to their audience well.
Yeah.
The filmmakers.
Wow. I was going to ask too, Warbaby, with doing such a dark subject show type of thing, do you ever have any, you ever want to just do a show on doilies or
right.
or crocheting? You ever want to just take a break and just do
a show with 2 crows?
Martha Stewart-y show, or just like...
Well, I'm a
Warbaby.
pastry chef in my normal life, so it doesn't get any happier than chocolate like 24/7.
What do you do?
So that's what I balance it with, is cake. Lots and lots of elaborate cakes.
You said you're a pastry chef.
Pastry chef? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I want some cupcakes.
That's what I do. That's my actual profession. So it's a good, it's kind of like having 2 jobs that are actually just both hobbies.
Just balance. Oh,
so,
yeah.
Like baking and podcasting, they're both kind of just hobbies, but I found a way to make them into combine them into one job.
Do you have your own? Do you have your own company like Warbaby Cakes or Warbaby Cakes?
I do, and I have for maybe 10 years now. It's called Jade Dragon Bakery, actually.
Nice.
Yes, and so I've just always baked from home. In Arizona, you can do that. I don't know if you can do that in every state, but you can run a business, a food business from your home in Arizona. So I have for years. I have many committed customers, and I try not to take on anyone I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like word of mouth only because strangers they want too much from you. It's like, you don't know me like that.
do you have a specialty? Is there a specific thing that you do with cakes that people go to you for?
Well, my specialty is custom order cakes. So basically any flavor you give me or location or a feeling, and I'll make a cake for you.
You got to go on one of those shows like Cake Masters or Cake Chefery.
I was thinking in 2022 that maybe I would try to get on a baking show, but man, these years are just really flying by now.
They are.
Hold on.
I can't even.
I want to go back for a
I
second.
Can't even put my finger on why.
You said somebody can give you a feeling and you will make a cake based on that feeling?
Well, if they're going to have they want to have a party to celebrate the fact that they're pregnant, but it's not necessarily a baby shower. And it's not, you know what I mean? It's more just like a baby party. And they want it to, they're going to have a theme and they might give me a flavor profile and I can just make something for them.
Have you ever had to turn anyone down? Have you ever had to turn down anyone that's like, I want a cake that I might kill my parents. I might kill my parents and I want a cake that says it. And then you're like, no.
No. I don't turn money down. But, man, I got tired of those toilet paper cakes. I'm really glad that went out of fashion.
Was that a thing?
Toilet paper cakes?
After the pandemic started, I got a couple orders for those.
That's amazing. I never thought of that.
I like that COVID made toilet paper big.
COVID had its own cake.
Yeah, it was totally a thing in 2020, but 2021, it kind of slid out the door, so I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
No one has really... I make these really cool sushi cakes, cakes that have like a bunch of sushi rolls on top.
Oh, they do?
Oh, it actually has sushi roll. I thought it would just look like a sushi roll, but that's
cool.
Awesome.
That's a cool thing. What about a cannoli cake?
I can do that too. But have you seen all these super hyper realistic cakes that look like, like a can of tomato soup? Or like an actual baby.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen those.
And then you cut it and it's cake. I couldn't even eat that. I wouldn't even be able to eat like the butt part of a cake that was shaped like an actual human baby.
What about fondant? Do you use a lot of fondants? What is fondant?
I try not.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't even know what fondant is.
It's just like a thick
I'm not
icing.
really into that cake boss style. I mean, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to like make a cake shaped like your accountant or something like that. I'm not really into that. I'm more about what it tastes like and using like delicious frostings and stuff that you've never had.
Nice.
So
I
what?
gotta get one of these.
Night, the murder.
What is the most delicious cake you have ever tasted?
Ooh, For me, the biggest thing about cake is frosting. So
too much could kill it. Too much could kill it where I'm just like swiping it off with my fork and I'm just eating the cake. Like sometimes the frosting's too sweet.
Right, and it has to be the right texture and it has to complement the cake and it can't be too sweet. But I've been using this, it sounds horrifying. It's called boiled milk frosting, but it's like an old-timey recipe back when sugar, cost a lot of money. And the entire recipe has like 1 cup of sugar in it. But it's like boiled and then you whip in the butter. So it's real fluffy and real stable. But like to me, that's the best kind of thing. But caramel, I would have to say caramel is my favorite. I love when cake has caramel in it.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever had a cake with caramel in it.
Learned so much, Warbaby. I want to ask too before we lose any more time.
Yeah, let's go back to murders.
Yeah, your newest episode. I was like kind of hooked on it. It was a 16-year-old girl who murdered her parents because they didn't like her boyfriend. What isn't
that rude?
Is that like so? I don't know though. The parents seemed like they were real waspy. They were real like uppity almost.
She blew her mom's head clean off.
In bed.
I mean,
in bed, she was like,
and the crazy thing about this was that case was Sara Johnson. It happened in Idaho, and way back in 2003. So, like, what I do now wasn't even like really a thing in 2003. They didn't even the cops didn't even know how to handle it, and they didn't initially consider her a suspect, even though she was the only person in the house with them when her parents died. They automatically assumed it was her boyfriend. Because usually if parents die and the kid had a relationship they didn't approve of, it's usually, the partner, not the girl. But he had nothing to do with it. He didn't even know. She did it all on her own, and that's the craziest part.
Just the fact, they were one of those big gun families, too. Like, they had guns. Like, how about, not everybody needs guns laying around because somebody's always going to, somebody's going to do something. Like, somebody's going to get mad. Especially,
I don't to judge too much when it comes to the gun stuff because, I live in Phoenix. It's the Wild West out here.
Yeah.
People carry wherever. You can carry wherever you want. So... But I know that a lot of people live in more rural places where they hunt and they do things like that with guns. Her family did have guns and she had access to them, but she actually used the guns that belonged to the tenant of their guest house. He was a little bit older guy. He had inherited a bunch of guns when his dad died. And so the gun she used in the murder hadn't been shot in maybe 15 years.
Oh, I didn't even, I thought it was like the family's guns that she used. I didn't even know.
She tried to, but she couldn't get into the gun safe. So she went to the guest house and she used one of the tenant's guns.
Wow.
And believe me, he was devastated about it.
Yeah.
He was absolutely devastated about it. You know, he was in court every day crying about that, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Lock your shit up. Lock your shit up.
And, you know, one of her friends actually said maybe if she didn't have access to guns, the feeling would have passed and this wouldn't have happened. And that's basically the only reason I do this show.
Maybe she would have just. Maybe she just would have.
People, it's not bad to have them, but lock them up.
Yeah, maybe she just would have like used the mom's toothbrush and rubbed it in her butthole and put it back in the toothbrush holder. Maybe that's all that would have happened.
I'll teach you not liking my boyfriend.
Yeah, you don't like my boyfriend, but you're gonna like my butthole.
I always, you know. Oh my gosh, make me lose. You see, throw butthole out there, and then I forget what I'm going to say.
Yeah, butthole's the way to go. Butthole's the way to go.
Have you ever made a butthole cake? Let's get back to cakes now.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope nobody asks for one, because I'd have to do it because I would charge double.
I'm going to find your site, and I'm going to place that order later tonight, Warbaby. You might be getting a butthole cake order coming through.
Oh, yeah, I will literally make you whatever cake you want, as long as it's not rude or offensive to someone specific, you know?
No.
I'm not going to be like, anything bad about any particular groups of any kind of people. No, I would never do anything
Never.
like that.
Yeah, I was like, when you first mentioned that, I didn't know if you ever had anyone come to you with, like, any type of thing like that. You
like a Confederate flag cake or something.
Or, yeah. Like Crazy
You guys
Joe.
know what I look like, so I'm telling you what, not many people come to me with some bullshit.
Yes.
not very much. I'm like, go out in public, like, you know, I live right on the cusp of a real hicky redneck town. And so I go over there just a few miles, go shopping and stuff, and I just want somebody to say something about my mask or, you know, something. But nobody ever says nothing to me other than, I like your hair. That's about it. It's the tattoos, I think.
Ah, yes. Do you have neck tats? Neck tats always say.
Just on the back of my neck, not on the front.
Okay. Still, don't mess with me.
Don't mess with me. All of my tattoos I can cover up with clothing.
Ah, nice. My dad always said he would, and then he ran out of spots. So he always said he would get like anything that was covered by a long sleeve shirt, and then he ran out of spots, so he did his hands and stuff like that. But he loves.
Oh yeah, both of my sleeves are just a mishmash of nonsense.
That's a real sleeve, though. I feel like that's a real sleeve when you just get all different ones.
Oh yeah, I got sports. I have and then my one side is all baking related stuff. I got cakes and pies and gingerbread men and all that kind of stuff on there.
Nice.
But yeah, so yeah, no one really be conversating with me about anything ever. But yeah, man, if I could just get people to just put their own guns away. I mean, like how hard is it to put away your own gun?
Lock
but
the damn thing up.
Every day I get Google alerts about little tiny kids. Did you see? There was a mom whose 2-year-old shot her while she was on a Zoom for work.
Oh, I don't know if that was the one. I get the news stories every week for the show, and I usually go for the craziest. And then one was like a kid that shot the parents with a gun. So maybe it was that story.
But I mean, this just happened like 2 weeks ago. It was a 2-year-old, and the gun was in his backpack, in his little Paw Patrol puppy backpack.
Wow.
And so then he just walked right out of the room and shot his mom, and she just fell dead right there on Zoom. And her coworkers had to call 911. And it was the baby's dad. You know, why he put the gun in there, but he got arrested. And I think that's a lot of what needs to happen more. We need to hold people accountable for their irresponsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He should most definitely be prosecuted for that. And a lot of people should, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe not this guy in the guest house, because his house was locked up.
That's another thing, yeah.
She opened it, you know?
She invaded his home, and
Exactly.
I mean, if that guy is comfortable how he has it, and he doesn't have kids or whatever, he's okay with that, like, for the most part, you know?
Well, he didn't really live there. He had a wife, and she lived in Boise, like 100 miles away, but he was an electrician. And he would work out there because it was near Sun Valley, Idaho, where a lot of celebrities and rich people vacation and have homes. So he did most of his work out there. So he rented this guest house from his friends for when he was there. And when he wasn't working, he went home. So that's why he kept the guns there, away from his actual family. to keep his actual family safe. You know what I mean?
What? Yeah.
And
wow.
just craziness.
Just get a lockbox. Lockbox.
Wouldn't you? I know they sell gun safes. I mean, they should come. A little safe should come with every gun you freaking buy.
Yeah, I would never rent a room in a house just so my family was safe. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I know. Who knows? And back in 2003, we all had different thoughts about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But one thing I will point out is that she was obsessed with true crime.
Oh.
When they did search her room, she had so many books about true crime. So that's how she almost got away with it. Almost. But she had a shitty attitude, you know? And she went around after the murders just being shitty.
Yeah.
And she had a history of not liking her own mother.
Yes.
So her shitty behavior is what kind of made them keep going, having to keep looking at her when they wanted it to be her Mexican boyfriend.
I was going to say, is she still with Bruno? I want to know how Bruno's doing.
He got deported, and
Bruno.
He came back a couple times. You know, they would bring him from Mexico.
He kept coming
whenever
back.
she would go to court so that he could testify.
Okay.
And one of those times, he and his cousin got picked up selling half a pound of meth to an undercover cop.
God damn
So
it,
he
Bruno.
got 10 years.
So
he got paroled in 2018, and he got deported again. And that was literally the 5th time that he'd gotten sent back to Mexico since this murder.
She liked the bad boys. She liked the Brunos.
I was going to say, the parents were right to not like him. The parents, they knew.
The dead parents knew best.
Yeah.
Is what we
it's like as soon as he steps foot in town, somebody tells the cop, hey, Bruno's back.
God damn it, Bruno's
he's
back.
deported 5 times now. As far as I know, he's still in Mexico right now, as far as I know.
God bless you, Bruno. Wherever you are. You didn't make her kill. You just made her do meth. Maybe.
Well, you know, and she said her brother was like, I think it was Bruno. And she was like, no, it wasn't Bruno. Bruno loved Dad like a dad.
Wow.
So, I mean, this family, they knew, you know, they knew him and stuff like that. But they also knew he hadn't finished high school, was 19 years old, and she was 16, and that they were having sex. That was their biggest issue, is that she made it clear they were fucking.
Ah.
So that just pissed her dad off.
Yeah.
You know?
That guy would do that.
He went over there and said, I will send you to jail. And he was like, okay. But it was the daughter that didn't want anything to do with that, you know?
Yeah. She liked that Bruno, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
I like the big slab of Bruno.
How you really think you're going to murder, inherit a fortune, and then just go on and live your life, you know? But she really thought that.
They all probably...
His brains aren't developed.
Nah.
I assume they all think that, like, even the adult murderers, they probably just think, like, I'm never going to get caught. I'm too good.
I'm that damn good.
But see, when it's an adult, you can call them stupid. When it's a kid, you have to say their brain's not developed because it's just true. If your brain is developed, then you're just dumb. You know what I mean? But when it's a certain age, it's just like, man. And she's just still in prison. She's like about 37, I think now.
How much more?
She's just she should be a soccer mom and all that kind of stuff, but she's just not.
How much more time does she have?
I think she got life without parole.
Wow.
I think she has all the time in the world. And, she has always said she was innocent. She's never confessed to this murder.
Really?
And they got her all on circumstantial evidence, her bloody robe. They said she wore it backwards. That's how she kept herself from getting splattered with blood.
Yeah.
She wore a shower cap. She supposedly flushed down the toilet. And forensically, she almost got away with it because she was so obsessed with true crime and just knew a lot about it, Sometimes I wonder, man, I hope a kid who's about to kill isn't listening to my show.
Yeah, you might be making the
But,
cake.
I mean, if you listen all the way to the end, you see it doesn't end well.
Yeah.
So if anything, it should be a cautionary tale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
Fingers crossed.
I was gonna ask when you said she was obsessed with true crime and she had all these books. I was gonna say, did they look at her podcast list?
Oh God! Please never do. Don't ever look at a murderer's podcast. Terrifying. It's gonna be all just episode after episode of too many rapes.
I was just hopefully no rapist ever is linked to our show.
We gotta wrap it up in a minute, but I have one story I want to tell real quick because I'm talking about guns and stuff. And I went to visit my father last year. He lives in Georgia, and my father is kind of like a very passive, like geeky guy. He likes movies, comics, stuff like that. So,
no way.
So yeah,
no
he's a lot
way.
like me.
He's just like an old.
My father, and when I went there, he's like, "Hey, Slim, let me show you my guns." And I'm like, "You have guns?" And he's like, "Yeah, I live in Georgia." And I just thought, and he had a safe though and everything, but I was just like, that's a good reason.
Did you kill your dad?
No, I didn't.
Warbaby, this might be a new episode. He says he didn't, but we don't know that for sure.
I just thought that reason was great. Like, yeah, I'm in Georgia. Of course I have guns.
That's really it. And I try not to judge about gun ownership. The only thing I implore is, please, you don't know what the mental state of people around you are.
Yeah.
And it's really in your best interest to be responsible with your firearms,
Yeah. Warbaby, we love you. Where can everybody find you and your show?
You can find me everywhere on social media at Killer Kids Pod and everywhere you get your podcasts at Murderous Minors.
Awesome. Thank you, Warbaby.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Love you so much. Have a happy Halloween, and I'll be sending some cake ideas.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Let me end with a creepy laugh. Whoa. How was that?
That was good.
It's good. It's really good. I was going to
Okay.
try to do one myself,
Okay, good,
but
good.
I don't think I could. You upstage me.
Wait, I got a real good evil.
I was going to end with a blood-curdling scream, but that's just rude.
I could tase Slim and see how it...
No, but here's my evil laugh.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, creepy as hell.
That was his regular laugh.
Bye, boys.
See you,
ya.
baby.